All right. Let's do some raid. This time we're gonna do raid 1 and raid 5 because my scenario for today changed, and I'm gonna show you guys. I already did raid 1 on my OS. Here's my virtual disk. Raid 1, 2 disks, mirroring back and forth. On my previous video, I did raid 1 and raid 10, kind of showed the same thing, raid 1 and how raid 10 works. But this time I have it different because I have a 1. This is a foreign. This foreign means I have to remove this foreign from this. But this is not the topic. The topic is I'm going to do raid 5 on 3 drives, and then I'm gonna remove the foreign and then do raid 1 on these other 2, on these 1.8 terabytes right here. These 2 right here, this one and this one. So I have available. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 because 2 already been used. So let's do raid 5, and then once it's getting done, then we'll remove this foreign state, and then we'll go from there. So let's get busy on raid 5. Let's go back to our disks, and then just to let you guys know, raid 5 it's a little bit different than raid 1. Raid 1 mirrors each other; they mirror each other. Raid 5 it does striping parity, and I have a drawing here. And let me pull it up over here. Kind of like it gets chunks of data. Let me see. I googled it, but I don't have the document in front of me. So it gets. I just found this on the line. It gets. Actually, I got this drawing from ChatGPT. That's about how I like the way it does the drawings. So the parity, it grabs chunks of data back and forth from these 3 drives, and then that's how it gets the data across. So there is redundancy, but there's no failover. There's only one disk go down, and then the others do the same. But it's not like it's not mirroring the whole thing. But this is the setup for today. I don't want to go too deep on those raids because the most important thing is to set it up once. Remember, once you build a server and you got raid, you have to set it up once because you can't set it up after your data's. After you get data in there, you have to make sure you set it up at the beginning. But let's go to storages. This is iDRAC8, a little bit different. On 9 and 10 is much easier. It's the same. It's just the looks is different. Let's go to the physical. Our physical one. So here we're gonna go into setup. Is it setup or yes? No, my bad. Virtual disks. This is where we're gonna create it. Create a virtual disk because we have available. So we have. So we're gonna do RAID 5, and then we're gonna call this data because my other one's OS. My other one is DOS, and then of course this is also for your backup because if you have this in production on a server, if you have the server on production on a company, you're gonna want a SAN, and of course this is gonna back your data up, right? Because drives fail, and then you just pull it out, but if the whole server goes down, you're see all these is we're planning for your network, for your infrastructure. If this falls, if it has cluster failover, then it'll jump to the other server. But this is another layer of backup, of data backup, keeping your disks where your data lives, right? All right, let's get back into it. So data, and then we got our RAID 5 hard drives. And then right here, so I'm going to select, you see how this 1.8 terabyte, so it's like 1.8 terabyte. I'm not going to select this one because if I do, look at this, this is too much. It's not going to detect, it's not going to work. It needs to do RAID 5. The RAID states like to see the same size of the drives. For whatever reason, I don't know why that's like that, but so here's 3, 1, 2, 3, and then that became this. So again, let's create it right here. Everything is defaulted. The only thing about RAID 5 Okay. The other thing about RAID 5 is you have to the server has to reboot, and then even when you delete your RAIDs, the server reboots and it takes a long time. I'm gonna pause the video. Here goes. So it's gonna create the job, and then the job is gonna get pending. Let me see what's going on here. I'm able to create. Okay, after the next boot. See, right here is telling you after the next reboot. So, okay, that's fine. So let's go see the job pending right here. Job queue. It puts it on the job queue. Where is it at? Let's refresh this. Okay. Let's go back. What happened? Virtual disks. Identify. No. I know it didn't create because. Okay. Let's see. Did I hit apply? I must have not hit apply. 5 HDD 1, 2, 3. Oh, here it goes. I have to select at the next reboot. You see, every detail counts. See, this is a preparation. If you've never done this, you see now I got the green. If you've never done this, you have to practice because if you want to become good at this, it's practice. Practice does. All right. So now let's go to the job queue. Oh, here it goes. Scheduled. Okay. Now I have my server right here. Right here. So I'm not in front of the server. And again, the iDRAC, you could do it in the iDRAC, or you can go to the sconfig and do it on there. But I like to do it on the iDRAC. A lot easier. Once you set up your iDRAC, you control everything from there. Of course, this is only so when the server fails, right? Because the iDRAC is like another little system. It has a battery. It turns it on. Once the whole motherboard shuts down, you can power up on the HPs. They got ILOs. So let's reboot the server. Once I reboot it, it's gonna go through that whole process. This is gonna take at least a good 10 minutes. So I'm gonna pause the video and then I'll come back once it's booted up. Once it's gonna start right here. The schedule of the RAID configuration is gonna start. It's gonna say RAID. Let's config. And then the percentage is going to start once the server boots up. It'll go through the configuration. I'll put it on pause once I see the configuration, and then you guys can see how this is configured. Because this is still this RAID controls are still active. People still have to know about this. All right, done. Since this is part of my world, building servers and deploying them, I have to make sure I master this, and I'm trying to master this at the same time teaching others. Okay, so it's almost at that boot where it's going to start creating those RAID partitions. So I have the scheduler right here. The job is still at 0. But the server is barely booting up, so it's basically okay. It's initializing. After this stage, then it's gonna go into the setting up the RAID, and then you will see that on the back end right here. We'll see it. The percentage start creating. But right now, for the sake of time, I want to pause it, but no, not let it go for another minute or two. And then once you guys see it, I'll pause it because I know it's gonna take forever. But yeah, that's how this works. RAID 6 is a different ballgame too, but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just going. I'm creating as I'm doing them. This is gonna be another node for my lab. So that's why. Here it goes. So this is RAID configuration. So 10 minutes to go. So, and it's going to start, you see, here it goes. Here it goes. So it started the percentage. There we go. Look at that, 34. In the background, see this? Running at 34. Oops, where's the server? Okay. Configure memory. So I'm gonna let this go because it's gonna take another 10 minutes. And then once it completes, it just boot up, and I'll have it at 100%. Then I'll have to remove, and then I'll jump back onto configuration. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, here we go. Look at this. So it's completed 100, and it's back. So the server's booted up, and now I configured it. Now let's go check that drive. So let's go check the physical. So now we have two. Look at this, virtual disk 2. So we have our data on RAID 5. Here it goes. 3 drives on RAID 5. And then we have on the OS, which is already installed, RAID 1, 2 drives. So that's 5. And I have 5, 6. I have 2 more. So, but the other 2 are they're 1.8 terabytes each. But let's go back. Okay, so now that we completed these 2 physical ones, let's go back. So we said we were going to remove this foreign state because I can't do anything. Even when it boots up, it shows me this. I need to put it back online. So let's go into the controllers. Sometimes when you get servers and you have that, you got to remove that. Let's go into setup. And you cannot remove it when the job queue is pending, when it's creating a RAID. You have to go. This technology doesn't work. I don't know if you could even do it on RAID 8 or 9 or 10, but you just got to be patient. These old servers. This is a 4-year-old server, so it's still kicking. Here's my other server, my other node, but right now we're working on this one. Okay. So here we go. So now that we're here, let's foreign configuration. I'm doing this by memory because I haven't done this. I did it to one server maybe last year. Let's see, which one is it? Configuration controller. So this is how it was behaving when the RAID was going on. So once I do RAID, once I remove it from there, then we can then I'm gonna have to do RAID. I'm gonna do RAID 1 on those terabyte drives, just to keep it clean so I don't lose any space. All right, this is taking too long, so if I have to pause it, I'll pause it, but okay, I'll give it another try. Setup, controller, setup. There was storage, controller, this might be the server acting this way. I just wiped it today. Okay, so now let's look for the. Okay, here we're here. So okay. Physical disk. Where's physical disk setup? What's on setup? Just for the sake of time, I'm gonna pause it, and once I find that option, I'm gonna come back. Okay, finally hit setup, and then it loaded up. It took a little while. So, but I see here, this is it, Mira, foreign. So in other words, it has other. This was probably a RAID in another drive that I wiped. That's why I don't know if this caused it, but here it is. Clear foreign configurations. Okay. Let's see, unsuccessful. Why? Okay, look at this. Apply after next boot. Okay, fine. And then it's kind of the same as your rating again. Input from configurations clear. Okay. Now it's gonna go on the job, create the job. So I'm definitely gonna stop it. I don't know how long it's gonna. You know what? I'm gonna try to see if I can film it so to show people. I don't know. I've done it. I did it the last year. I think I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, but let's check it out. Let's see what happens. If I do see that it's gonna take a while, I'll just pause it. I don't want to go over 20 minutes of video. It's a waste of time. All right, so now we got that job schedule just to remove that, to recover that drive, right? Of course you want a terabyte. You don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. And let's continue. And then we have that job right here pending. Once this is done, we're gonna do another RAID of those 2 terabytes at a RAID 1 level, and then once you get all these RAIDs, I should initialize them on my device manager, on my disk manager, and then you should see all your RAIDs there, and then we'll go from there. But that's how this is done. Let me pause it because it's going on 16 minutes. I'll pause it, and as soon as I see action, I'll repause it. Be back with you guys. All right, I wanted to show you guys. So when I was rebooting the server, I would always see foreign configuration found adapter. So hopefully with this that I cleared, I'm not gonna see this. This is like another couple minutes after the server reboots. Of course, you don't reboot a server often, so you only reboot. It's only getting rebooted because I'm setting it up, right? But let's see. I saw some. Well, let's see what's gonna happen. It's probably gonna take me to that other window. That, remember, this is an old server. We don't probably have to do all this on iDRAC8 just because of the newer technology. All right, it's initializing the firmware. So yep, it's doing the same process. It's like configuring that RAID. I guess it's not just uncheck a box, but hopefully somebody's gonna follow me and do, once they configure the RAIDs. There we go. So I completed the server rebooted. Now let's go check our physical drives. I know we still have 2. Let's go to storage. There it goes. We got 2 drives. We got physical. So let's create those other 2 that are left. There it goes. Look, the other 2 TBs that are left. I'm gonna do these. I want to put since this is gonna be a test file server, this is gonna be like where I'm gonna dump all the files. So file sharing server, and I'm gonna do RAID. These are our HDDs, but look at this size. Look at that. That's gonna be what, 3 point something terabytes. Let's give it to me right here. 1.8. Wow, because it's gonna give me 1 virtual disk. All right, that's fine, because it's gonna be mirroring each other. There we're gonna be backups. All right, so let's create it. Well, once I get this going, okay. Back to the job cube, reboot, and then I'm gonna be done. So I just wanted to make sure you guys see all this. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the same process. It's just gonna be a different RAID, but I'll put all the steps on the on down below. Hopefully you guys have hopefully this helps out somebody. All right, have a good night. All right.